But now to the life and legacy of Adele Hall, wife of Hallmark chairman Don Hall, champion philanthropist in many organizations.
We've received so many condolences from people all over the community, and all have one thing in common. They acknowledge her contributions, but more so her good heart and caring nature and how much they loved her as a person. KSHB is live, one of her major benefactors, the Nelson Atkins Museum. Say it.
Krista, the art museum, without a doubt, would not be what it is today without her support. In fact, the people I spoke to today say Kansas City's rich art lifestyle as a whole would not be here without the support of Adele Hall.
It's a great loss to all of us.
The death of Adele Hall has left Kansas City without one of its most generous philanthropists. Working hand in hand with Adele to improve Kansas City was Henry Block, who says tonight Kansas City is without its queen.
I think if you voted on the finest woman in Kansas City for helping the community and serving the community, I think she'd get the unanimous vote.
At the Nelson Art Museum, her contributions are on display, including pieces she and her husband Don donated from their private collection.
I cannot walk into this building without knowing that her spirit and her generosity has made so much of the good that happens in this community well beyond the walls of this institution.
But beyond all the donations she made and all the boards she served on, there was what her friends describe as a gem of a woman.
And her smile, her passion, her twinkle in the eye when she was discussing a new work of art, those are things that will remain forever.
She was always enthusiastic and never seemed defeated. I think if we can carry on that spirit, that's the most honorable thing we can do.
Now, a lot of those pieces that she donated are still on display here. They had a very strong liking for African art, and the exhibit here is filled with pieces from her collection. But you can display them, or you can view them at any time here. But live at the Nelson, Syed Shabir, 41 Action News.
We know the Halls are close friends with the Bush family, so we reached out to them tonight and received this statement from former President George H.W. Bush, saying he's devastated to hear of the sudden passing. He added, she was one of God's most special people, one of the original and most generous points of light, whose caring, compassion, and selflessness touched so many lives in her beloved Kansas City and far beyond. The entire Bush family sends our love and condolences to Don and his wonderful family. Well, Sister Berta Saylor with Operation Breakthrough remembers Adele Hall as respectful, generous, and most of all, humble.
I'm amazed at everything she's done and how quietly she's done stuff. It wasn't look at me, what I did today.
Sister Berta says Operation Breakthrough may not have ever gotten off the ground if it were not for the Hall's help. She believes Kansas City has lost a great teacher and legacy of the purest form of philanthropy.
And that philanthropy touched so many. To highlight all that Adele Hall did would be impossible in this newscast. But here are just a couple of things of note. Adele Hall was the first woman president of the Heart of America United Way. The United Way now presents a prestigious award in her name. This is Hall taking part in the Adele Hall Spirit of Giving Award when it was given to Leawood Mayor Peggy Dunn in early 2012. And Hall spoke in May of last year at Susan G. Komen Pink Promise Luncheon and talked about her very private battle with breast cancer, a battle she won. This is Hall with the ladies from the Women's Public Service Network at that luncheon. And then this is from the Olympic torch run from Kansas City in 1996. She was selected to be one of the runners, and we caught up with her then and asked her about her commitment to Kansas City.
Really, I do what I do in the community because I love doing it, and I enjoy the contact that I have with people and with organizations. So it seems a little strange to be honored for just doing what I like to do.
Exactly something she told me at that Pink Promise Luncheon. Now, to really get a sense of her reach in this community, one only needs to look at where families suggest donations go in Adele's honor. Not one charity, not even two. There are 6. They are Children's Mercy Hospital, the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art, which you just heard Syed tell you about, the Pembroke Hill School, the Salvation Army, the United Way of Greater Kansas City, and Wayside Waifs. You can find a list of all of those charities, as well as a photo gallery of Adele Hall and many of her events and with her family on KSHB.com right now.